All right, folks. Well, first off, Happy New Year. Today's Thursday, January 2nd. The time right now is 6:26 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The trade that you just saw me take was right before the market closed on NADEX, 4:50 something p.m. That's why you saw the little yellow bar up at the top. I've since logged back into NADEX. It has reopened at 6 p.m. So right now time is 6:27 p.m. and you can see the market is back up. This trade represents trade number 20 of Project 21. So we literally have one trade to go. And I know that was kind of fast, but I keep reiterating to you guys that when you slow things down, they actually speed up. So let me shoot over to the spreadsheet real quick. Let me just highlight where I am now. So you can see that the new available balance is 35.92. And as you can see from here, that corresponds right here to this point on the spreadsheet. So the next trade is going to be trade number 21. And that's going to be the completion of Project 21 for now. I still haven't decided what I'm going to do after that, but this is what goes on as a result of the training on Team Alliance. So this is basically representative of 20 weeks. By the time that you watch this video, there were some weeks where, I might have taken multiple trades unawares. A lot of times I don't realize what the days are. This has more to do with the fact that I'm not limited to a schedule. I don't have to report anywhere. I'm in position where I'm financially free as a result of my skill. As a result of that, it becomes more difficult to really be concerned with time. So I don't know most of the time what the day is and don't really care. Well, Mark, that's not good. Why is it not good? Everything is perspective. For me, it's awesome because I don't have to really be concerned with anything unless, of course, it's something pertinent that I know needs my attention on a specific day at a specific time. But, I have alarms and things like that set for that. Aside from that, the only way most of the time I know what day it is by if the market is open or it's not. The market ain't open, I know it's Saturday and Sunday. So, I'm being, a little humorous about it, but I'm really being honest about the fact that I don't know usually what the day is and don't care. So anyway, that's one of the reasons why I've taken multiple trades during some weeks, and you guys have witnessed that throughout the video series. There are also times when I've taken multiple trades to get a complete feel on the size of the contracts that I wanted to trade on the trade. So in other words, excuse me. Matter of fact, in the last video, the one before this one, you guys saw me take two trades in that one. The first trade was a partial fill. Second trade I took was for the difference between what it was going to be versus what it was. In other words, what my actual contract size is based on the spreadsheet versus what the actual fill may have been at the time. I do that when I see that the environment in the market is conducive for the trades that we wait for, and I put myself in position to take advantage of it. If I get a trade and it's a partial fill, I'm going to try and go for another trade with the difference so that we can get the complete fill and we can continue to follow the spreadsheet. I'm doing that more so to stick to what you guys are seeing on the spreadsheet. So I'm making a lot of sacrifices just doing this project in particular because I've slowed down dramatically as far as the way that I would normally trade, the amount of opportunities that I would normally have access to. I just spend so much less time on the charts because, for this project, I only need one trade to complete the project for the week, to get the video and to get the footage of the trade, etc. Although I do still take trades in my other account for the project I like to focus. So a lot of times I'll take the trade in this account and in my other account. So my other account, of course, is for larger contracts. But you guys have been witness through this video series of the entire journey from the beginning, from $100, starting at one contract. I started up here, right up here where you see, if I can move my mouse there, right up here. Started right here, one contract. 20 weeks later, here we are. So on the next trade, my contract size will be 44. You see what it is. All I'm doing is sticking to the spreadsheet. So next trade, 44 contracts. That'll be project 21 completed. And then I'll move on from there. I may extend it, and I'll let you guys know when the time comes if I decide to do that. It really depends on my time. And also the way that I want this video series to be, because I want to show the power of slowing things down and really just putting yourself in position. Because again, with your account size at a certain level, it means that your contract size can be at a certain level. And that means that your income ultimately will be at a certain level. This is how you can position yourself to become financially free for 2020. Many of you have been watching for a while. You've been on the fence. Some of you have gotten into training, left. You still see that I'm consistent, that I'm still doing the same thing. And if you don't see me, you see others in the group still doing the same thing. Rinsing and repeating the process. Some of you have given up on yourself for the time being, but I'm always going to encourage you to not do that. Some of you have gone off on your own and decided, I'm going to try something different. I appreciate what TA provided me with as far as training, but I'm going to do it this way. It's all good. Whatever you decide to do, my hope is that all of the mindset elements of what it is that we do on Team Alliance is ingrained in you so that you can execute that with whatever you decide to do. So regardless of what direction people choose to move into, you always are going to have my encouragement, and TA will always be here available for you if you decide to come back here. I'm never upset that people leave. I get upset that people give up on themselves. Not to say that that's what everyone does, but some people do. You're not giving up on the market. You're giving up on yourself, because the market is the market. It's always going to be the market. It's always going to be there, and it's always going to do what it always does. The market is not the problem. The problem is you, your mindset, your lack of patience, your lack of discipline. If you've trained here for any length of time, you know that that's all I preach. That's all I focus on. The framework is awesome. The framework is how we win trades. That's a given. But in order to execute the framework, you need the mindset. And this is what I want to focus on for 2020. That's why 2020, for those of us who, look at what things represent, 2020 represents vision, clarity, being able to see clear as humanly possible, if that's what 2020 represents. So everything is perspective, and I always try to keep things in perspective just so that people can have solid direction and value coming from me. So again, that's the purpose of this video series. That's the purpose of Project 21. We're closing in now on the next trade. That's going to be the completion of the project. Then I'll move on to whatever else, I decide to do next. If I can do this, I've literally slowed it down, and I've been able to pull this off in 20 weeks thus far. Come next week, that'll be the last trade. If I can do it, you can do it. It's just rinsing and repeating. Well, Mark, you've been trading for a long time. I've been training with an N, more so than I've been trading. You see, look at what I just did over the last 20 weeks. Only 20 trades in 20 weeks. 20 weeks is almost, what, 5 months? Matter of fact, it is 5 months. You guys understand what I'm getting at? I've slowed it down on purpose so that you can see what it looks like. So you can stop wondering and stop asking me, well, Mark, if I get into training, how long is it? Listen, I don't care how long it takes you. Once you have the skill, you can do this and you can do more. Over and over again. And then once you get to the position where you're doing it thoroughly and your execution is what it needs to be, now you can be another example for someone else. That's called paying it forward. So again, this is the reason why we remain in training. You know, one of the things that I don't really talk about too much, but I'm going to address it this year, is getting into training and into this culture and then staying put. There's no need for you to leave. The whole purpose of you being here is to develop the skill and to elevate. Once you've accomplished that, it's like, what's next? What's next is for you to be an example for someone else and to pay it forward the same way that it was given to you. For that reason alone, you should remain in training. I train more than everybody does, and I'm the teacher. So what is that telling you about what you should and what you really owe? You owe that not only to yourself, but you owe it to others to pay it forward. I'm explaining to you the reason that I continue to be successful. It's because I'm doing this. I can trade. I don't need anybody else to do anything for me to trade and to make money and to be financially free. I'm already in that position, but I'm extending myself as you guys elevate and join me and become another example and another testimonial and another success story. You now become an extension of me. So it's like a big octopus with all of these arms all over the place. Success. And proving it. See, if it didn't work, no one would be able to do it. But it does work, and people are doing it. Next trade coming up next week, trade number 21. This is Project 21. This represents trade number 20, week number 20. And I will see you guys next week. All right? You'll absorb what I was saying in this video. Some really deep stuff that you should take heed to, especially for 2020. All right, Mark Fuller signing off. I'll holler at y'all. Love and peace and soul.